Hi everybody, welcome to episode number 109 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike and
I'm Ray Smith.
And Weston Pugh is on assignment. We all know that means playing on a beach somewhere. So isn't that what they say on the news?
We won't let him hear us talk bad about him.
Okay. So I invited Ray to come in. Ray's a really good friend of mine and give his perspective on a couple of homes that we got to tour this week and just kind of and have a little bit different type show. So you've done this once before. You ought to feel like you're like.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back. So I thank both you and Weston for including me in this. And this was a fun set. I look forward to talking about them and sharing some of the thoughts that we had from the tours.
It was good. It was a fun time. Ray and I get to run around a lot together. We've been friends for several years, and he's one of my craziest friends. So
definitely crazy.
So anyway, tell a little bit about you. What do you do in your real life?
Well, I sell medical equipment for a living. So, live in the world of healthcare and also in sales, just like Jeff is. So I see things both through the eyes of a salesperson, also as a consumer. Bought a couple of homes in my life and done quite a bit of remodeling, and always think about what it's like to live in a space when I see a new property, and how that property may live and breathe for the potential buyer.
Yeah. It's interesting walking through homes, especially with people that aren't in the market, which you're not in the market to buy a house, but it's interesting walking through, getting their perspective on it, because I think as realtors, sometimes we become a little focused on maybe things that we don't need to focus on. We miss things about certain homes. So I did also, before we jump into our properties, I did want to say that today is Veterans Day, and so all of those that have served, thank you very much for your service. Ray is one of those. You are graduated of the Air Force Academy in 1993.
Gosh, so long ago.
Yeah.
But thank you for that, and I also thank all the veterans who have served. It's watching the news this morning and looking at things on social media. I've seen a lot of people across our community showing a lot of gratitude, and it's just really been nice to see that people are feeling good about the veteran community and trying to help.
Yeah. Well, it's, we couldn't be where we are without it for sure. So, well, let's jump right into our property today. We're going to look at two really cool properties. Our first one is going to be in the M Street area, Greenville Avenue-ish. It's at 5414 Belmont Avenue. And this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage. It's about 4,000 square feet. And it's in a really, I think it's a really super convenient area.
I had the same feel. Driving to it, I was really impressed at the number of residents who were out and being active. So I was envisioning, the buyer being people who want to be out, whether they have children or they have pets, out walking the streets, restaurants, coffee shops, all accessible. So your leisure time, both in and out of the home, offered a lot of options. And
convenience. I mean, if you work downtown or if you work way out north, you've got great access to 75. You've got great access down to I-30 from there. It's just kind of like a core center part of town to me.
Yeah, without question, absolutely without question. Could easily see access to a lot of the places where people work and where they don't work, where they like to have a little bit of fun. So, like we mentioned before, a lot of commercial establishments are easily accessible on foot or on bicycle, or even a short drive.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into this home. This has a really great curb appeal from the street. This is a craftsman style home that was built in 2017, and it's in the Vickery neighborhood. And so it's really blended in pretty well with that neighborhood, I thought.
I agree with you. You know, when I looked at this house, the first words that came to my mind was modern craftsman. I've always been a fan of this type of architecture, and this house has a lot of the elements that you would find in a historic craftsman home, but modernized with modern spaces, high ceiling, you know, kind of an open floor plan, so that your living environment is much like you would want to see in a more modern property.
And so the rooms are incredibly large on this. This is the island in the center of the kitchen that is just humongous. I mean, they've got 4 really large bar stools. You could probably get 6 people up to that bar.
Yeah, without question. You know, I viewed this house where the kitchen is truly the heart of the home, as it is in most properties, but here it really exemplified that. I could envision homeowners entertaining friends and family, whether it's watching a game, dinner party, whatever the case may be, from a fun place. One additional thing is, when you see a house like this, you want to know how you're going to live in it. I found a lot more storage than I anticipated on first look.
Yeah.
So if you have things you need to store out of sight, you have the ability to do that while still, you know, living in wide open spaces, which is sometimes a trade-off.
It is, you're right. And this is done really well with this big second story living area that is there. This is the master bedroom, which is humongous. Those are probably 48-inch nightstands and a king-size bed.
I wanted to take a nap when I first saw this bedroom. It was very, very comfortable, very large, spacious bathroom, which is an amenity that a lot of people want. And so to see a newer property in a well-established neighborhood that offered a lot of the amenities of new construction, really, really a nice mix.
And it's had the really big walk-in shower with the separate jetted tub, tiles surround. Even with all the tile, the room was still really very warm, and they had a huge master closet.
Very much so. So, you know, plenty of storage for the homeowners. And when you look outside, you know, the COVID era has made us all think how we're going to live in our homes a little bit differently, whether it's for work or for leisure time. I really appreciated that the outdoor spaces were shaded. They were very comfortable. You could see yourself living there year round. So ceiling fan in the summer months, fireplace in the winter months, certainly the swimming pool to cool off on those really, really hot days. So a lot of opportunity to live in your home and be very comfortable year round.
It really was just a very inviting backyard. And like you said, all season, definitely there. We had this really great aerial shot that I think gives you a much better impression of how much room you really have in that backyard. So this is 5414 Belmont Avenue, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2-car garage, built in 2016, a little under 4,000 square feet, and it's priced at $1,249,000. That's $317.89 a square foot. And we'd like to say thank you to Charles Gregory and Ryan Strife for letting us talk about their home today. So our next one we're going to jump into is going over into the Lockwood neighborhood that's in the East Dallas area. The Lockwood subdivision is one that goes all the way from Northwest Highway south, comes down Plano Road, all the way down to Garland Road. So it's really geographically one of the larger subdivisions in the city. Great variety of homes. This is 10831 Clearbrook Lane, which is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, a little over 2,100 square feet, and it's priced at $445,000. And this is just such a popular price point right now.
You know, this home was instantaneously comfortable, without question, both from the drive up, the established trees that it offered, and then once you go inside the property, you start to see why the owners were able to do some of the things they did in some of their remodel decisions.
Yeah, and the location on this one is super convenient to the White Rock Lake area. Heading down Garland Road, you've got really good access down to I-30. You know, I think this section of Dallas really provides such a value because the price points are still relatively low, but you still get a lot of house for your money, and they're in very good shape, like you were talking about. Let's jump into the pictures of this one. So, as you were saying, the drive-up's really cool on this house.
I thought it was just phenomenal. You know, we don't have many drastic changes in elevation in Dallas. Overall, it's a relatively flat city. This home was an exception. the front porch that you always hear people talking about, where you could visit with neighbors and or family in a very comfortable location. I loved the tree, the fact that the owners kept
that
it.
cunning?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it was
very
very,
cool.
very nice. So offered just quite a few things. And it's sometimes very difficult to get 1960s construction to feel more modern and more open, but the remodeling decisions the previous owners made, I felt they achieved that. And as somebody who likes to entertain, I could easily envision myself cooking a meal for family and their friends, having them close by, and sharing those times that we want to enjoy.
Yeah, and the granite countertops are really nice. The tumbled stone backsplash, the blonde wood floors that are pretty much throughout the entire home, and it's light and bright. This being one of those 1960s constructions, it's got the 8-foot ceilings, but with all the windows and just the light that comes in naturally, you really get you just have a very good feeling when you're in this home.
Yeah, lots of places where you could be artistic or have some time to yourself too. I envision people who like to read a book or somehow be creative. You have the opportunities to do that. There's a lot of places in the middle of a city to feel like you're in either a treehouse or like in a Japanese garden. That's what it kind of reminded me of. I found this back room to be just phenomenally comfortable, just to feel like you're in a treehouse.
Yeah, and this was, I think it was probably an add-on at some time, but they did such a great job with it, especially with the way they vaulted the ceiling, added the skylights. They had the directional recessed can lighting that was done, and that wall of windows is just phenomenal.
It's excellent. It's absolutely excellent. Like I mentioned before, oftentimes when you see a remodel, sometimes they don't quite get there. These decisions, they knocked it out of the park.
They really did. And this is the master bedroom. Again, king-size bed, 2 nightstands. You have another small room that is just off of the master bedroom that is on the front of the house. And as you were talking about with the topography, you've got some elevation there.
Yeah, loved it.
This is the master bath that I thought was done exceptionally well. They chose this really nice contrast of the green tile, the orange ribbon tile, and then the white tile that goes all the way to the ceiling. And then they chose the more modern fixtures also.
Again, very, very, very livable. I loved the touches. They felt current to the era in which the home was built, but definitely modernized, for the decade that we're in.
And this is the backyard, kind of standing toward the back, looking toward that big room that's on the back. And you've still got some topography. You've got some room for herb gardens. There's just a lot of flexibility. So 10831 Clearbrook Lane is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, built in 1961, little over 2,100 square feet, and it's priced at $445, and that's $206.88 a square foot. And we wanted to say thank you to Sam Bullard and John Jones for letting us talk about these homes today.
Yes, thank you very
Cool
much.
home. So if you'd like any information about either one of these homes, just click on the link down in the comments below, or reach out to us directly if you'd like to see the home. We'll be happy to meet you over there and show it to you. And we will be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com, where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the second segment of episode 109 of Sold with Updike Pugh. My friend Ray Smith is here today.
Hello.
Hello, and we are going to talk, we're going to be very light today. Usually we talk about like how to be a better homeowner or how to get the best deal on your financing, or it's more hardcore real estate stuff. Right. We're not going to do that today.
Love it.
So Ray and I really enjoy going to restaurants together, and although it's been kind of held up a bit this year, there are still some restaurants out there, and with all the good news that's in the marketplace right now from a vaccine perspective, I feel like, at some point, we're gonna get back out there and start being able to go to restaurants again, so.
Yes, we certainly will. In thinking through this, Jeff, like so many of us have had to think about our entertainment and going to restaurants and all a little differently. So I was not only thinking about just the food itself, but how we're kind of living with eating out in a COVID time.
Yeah, it's become difficult. I met a friend for breakfast yesterday, and I've been one of those that has been probably more hesitant to go to restaurants than many. But I went and met a friend for breakfast yesterday, and it was a place that I knew had really nice outdoor dining. And I got there, and the guy was like, "Well, we don't really have anybody wait on you outdoors," and I was like, I'm not going to sit inside.
Right.
But he said, well, let me see if I can work something out. And they ended up accommodating us just because I think they realize, everybody's going to have to bend and work a little, work together a little better on this. So
When I've gone to some places like that, I've ordered takeout if they don't mind me sitting outside.
Yeah.
And we're all just adjusting and doing a little differently just to get through.
So so if you had to pick one restaurant that you wanted to go to, what would that be? Kind of like, what's your number one?
This was a really challenging set of questions because there's so many different things to think through. Location, the food, the experience, and all. But one that has moved into the Dallas market that I'm really pretty high on is called Heim Barbecue. It's right there across Mockingbird from Left Field Airport.
Yeah. I've never been there before. I mean, I haven't been to there's one in Austin, I think?
Fort Worth. Yeah, there's one in downtown Fort Worth, which was like my go-to when I had to go see clients in downtown Fort Worth. So I was excited to see them expand over into Dallas. I would put Heim Barbecue right up there with the Hard Eights and the Pecan Lodges of the world. I think they do a really, really good job. One of the measuring sticks for a good barbecue restaurant is if they have the ability to run out of food on a given day.
That's true.
So when you look at the menu and you see they're sold out of something, that usually means you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's I'll definitely have to try that. I would say if like where I've had most of my celebratory type really nice dinners has been at Albernays.
Okay.
That's probably my favorite restaurant.
They've been there. They do it so well.
Yeah, they really do. Before COVID hit, some friends and I went to the one out north, and while it was really done very nicely, I do like the Oak Lawn location better. So, do you remember what that was before it was Bernays?
No, I don't.
It was a great place to go for Sunday brunch, and anyway, I can't remember. It'll come to me in half a minute, I'm sure. So, all of a sudden, in the middle of your next thing, I'm going to go, it was done.
Yeah, that's one. Another one. Sometimes I'm wanting to be casual. Again, looking through the COVID type lens, great patios, leisurely. Sometimes you just want, a burger and fries.
Yeah.
And Rodeo Goat's one of my go-tos.
That is a great place.
I absolutely love it. I like to drink a variety of beers, and they have a wonderful selection. If you're a foodie, if you can't find a burger on that menu, I don't know what else to do.
That's true.
They've got from, traditional bacon type cheeseburger to goat cheese and Nutella or whatever, wide variety.
That is, they've got a Mike Rollins burger, and I can't remember what's on it, but it kind of harkens back to his Northeast history. So, but that, and I'd say for a hamburger, that is like a step above like normal hamburger to me. Right. I would say if I were choosing a hamburger restaurant, I think my go-to is going to be Hunky's.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
It doesn't seem to get much more simple than that.
Yeah,
so
they're very consistent.
Mm-hmm. So Mexican food, Latin food is a big part of our market. What is something that...
This was tough because I was like, is this more kind of down home Mexican? Mm-hmm. Is this kind of more upscale Mexican? Is it another particular Latin American culture, and a restaurant associated with it? But I settled on Jose, right there on Lovers.
Really?
Yeah. Again, looking at the patio, the whole environment. When I thought about it, I thought about the the list of different cocktails and different types of margaritas that they do. It was a tough list.
One of my favorites is right down the street from that, and it's the Macero restaurants.
That's where I was torn.
Yeah, those two really do kind of go hand in hand with me.
So we agree.
Yeah,
We agree.
yeah. Now, if it's more Tex-Mex-ish type, those Jose and Macero to me are again like a second level of a Latin food. You know, there's Mexican food in there, but it's like Mexico City style.
Right.
I think Tex-Mex, I still have to go back to Gloria's.
Oh, can't go wrong. They're successful here in the DFW area for a reason. You know, multiple locations. They've done it so well for so long.
Yeah.
Love it.
Asian food. What have you?
This was tough because I was again trying to think through all different cultures. I settled on a ramen location up at Park and Coit in Plano. So this is an intersection in Plano that is predominantly Southeast Asian businesses. So you can kind of have a cultural experience at one intersection. There's a Thai ramen location there that is authentic. They make all the broths in-house. And if you're somebody who likes ramen, especially on our colder days, it's a good place to go to.
You know, it's we had this conversation the other day. I'm not a ramen fan, but I love pho. And there, if you have never been to Pho is for Lovers on Lovers Lane,
Yes.
it's amazing. And they deliver to my house, and
good.
it is amazing the quality of, you know, a lot of times by the time food like that gets to you,
just not the same. Yeah.
They do a really good job with their packaging, and it's still hot when it gets there.
That's excellent.
I wonder how hot it must be when it leaves to be that hot when it still gets to my house. So,
And one more I thought of is just sometimes you just want home style food. You just want comfort. And for various reasons, home comfort for me is oftentimes fried chicken. It just is. And because just being raised here in the South. And I thought about streets.
that's good food. Have you been to Roy G's yet?
Yes.
I have not been there yet. I'm really excited about trying that though.
Yes.
I hear great things about that.
Yeah, you know, and that's a food family. So you think about the legacy of Black Eyed Pea. I believe the daughter of the family started Liberty Burger.
Yes.
And then the son started Street. So that's a food family that has really had a lot of history here in Dallas.
Yeah, it really has, and we need to try that.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
We'll do it.
So if we would love to hear what your favorite restaurant is. If you want to put those in the comments below, please feel free to. Ray, thank you for joining us again.
Glad to
thank
be
you for your
here.
service. Really enjoyed having you with us today, and Weston needs to worry about his job. So.
I'm coming for you, Weston.
Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you spending your lunchtime with us. And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.